Hello again and welcome back to Wendy's Way. Today we are continuing our journey in faith in our new series called Gems from Gracenglory. This is a devotional written by my friend Marilyn. She is a mature woman of God and I love her dearly. And I'm so blessed to receive this devotional from her 7 days a week. She made a commitment and she's fulfilling it. And I'm so delighted. And I've been gathering these and saving them up for a good long time. So if she gets tired and needs a break, we'll still be sharing Gems from Gracenglory. All right, today's devotional she took from the book of Luke, chapter 24, verses 13 through 35. That very day, the topic is on the road to Emmaus. That very day, two of them were going to a village named Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. And they were talking with each other about all these things that had happened. While they were talking and discussing together, Jesus himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And he said to them, "What is this conversation that you're holding with each other as you walk?" And they stood still, looking sad. Then one of them, named Cleopas, answered him, "Are you the only visitor to Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened here in these days?" And he said to them, "What things?" And they said to him, "Concerning Jesus of Nazareth, a man who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how our chief priests and rulers delivered him up to be condemned to death and crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. Yes, and besides all this, it is now the 3rd day since these things happened. Moreover, some women of our company amazed us. They were at the tomb early in the morning, and when they did not find his body, they came back, saying that they had even seen a vision of angels who said that he was alive. Some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but him they did not see." And he said to them, "O foolish ones, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Was it not necessary that the Christ should suffer these things and enter into his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself." So they drew near to the village to which they were going. He acted as if he were going farther, but they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is now far spent." So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took the bread and blessed and broke it and gave it to them. And their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. And he vanished from their sight. They said to each other, "Did not our hearts burn within us while he talked to us on the road, while he opened to us the scriptures?" And they rose that same hour and returned to Jerusalem. And they found the 11 and those who were with them gathered together, saying, "The Lord has risen indeed and has appeared to Simon." Then they told what had happened on the road and how he was known to them in the breaking of bread. A short devotional. Road to Emmaus is an amazing story. Marilyn's devotional. This story from the book of Luke pretty much tells itself. I'm not going to add much. We do not know exactly who these two followers of Jesus were. The first name of one was given. It is Cleopas. It is suggested that the other may have been his wife, but that is pure conjecture. This is one of my favorite post-resurrection accounts. Here, Jesus meets with just 2 of his followers. This tells me he is interested not only in groups, but in individuals. He meets with me in the same way. I do not see him or hear him with my physical ears, but according to John 10, I hear his voice. I have claimed that as a promise from him, and I do hear his voice inside of me, encouraging me and strengthening me. When I hear his voice, I have learned to recognize it. It is a still, small voice. When I hear it, my heart often burns within me. Read the story carefully. Jesus wants to walk with you in this same way. The longer you do as you obey his voice, the more often you will hear it and the more familiar it will become. This is a song from out of my past. I do not know who wrote it, but I hope this will become a very real experience of yours as well. Oh, I love to hear his voice saying, "You belong to me. You are not your own. With a price you're bought, and you're mine eternally." And I love to hear him say, "I have saved you by my grace. And when I get to glory, it will then be grander still, for I shall see his face." I can't add anything to that either, but I have goosebumps reading it and thinking about it. Thank you, Marilyn. And thank you all for joining me. May the good Lord, who blesses me each and every day of my life, bless you as well, today and always. Amen.